there, folks. If you want to know how an ISA can get you at least one qualified seller lead every single day, check out this video. I go in depth on how to set up an ISA for cold calling residential homeowners. Let's jump into it. Folks, this is 2022. The market is starved for listings, and everyone and everything is being used to try and generate more sellers, bring more inventory to the market. But guess what? Last year in 2021, over 6.1 million homes were sold, folks. That is a record that had not been broken since 2006. So more homes than ever are being sold. What does that mean? Listings are out there. They're not lasting very long on the market. That's why we have this big inventory drought. But more people than ever have sold a home recently. So you need to do everything you can to find those listings. One of the most effective ways you can do it in this market is cold calling residential homeowners. Yes, some folks do not like cold calling. They don't want to try it. They have some issues with it. But guess what? It is one of the most effective ways to find people you don't know that own a home. Getting more people into your database that are homeowners in your target area is one of the best ways to get more listings into your team. A lot of folks struggle with getting their cold calling campaigns going, or even if you're already doing cold calling, which is great, they can struggle in scaling up their ability to do it. There's only so many hours in the day, and the more successful you are, ironically, the less time you have to sit down and make those calls. Luckily, there's a role that can help you out, and that's where the ISA, the inside sales agent, comes in and can really do something for you by taking over those cold calls and helping you get more done by using leverage. Now, the first thing you need to do to get an ISA to help you do cold calling of homeowners is get them a dialer. That's the first thing you need to do, right? You want to get them a dialer, and can't just be any dialer. It depends what kind of activity you want them to do. If they're going to be doing massive cold calling, and I'll get more into detail on that, massive calling, you have to dial a lot of numbers to get those contacts, then you need something that's called like a multi-line dialer. These dialers can call 2 people at once, 3 people at once, etc. You need to be able to call a large amount of numbers if those lists have a relatively low contact rate, like some of these massive cold calling lists do. Depending on your list provider, this might be really, really important to do. Multi-line dialers need to be compliant. Get them from reputable vendors and follow the rules. Another thing you need to be aware of, if you're going to be doing lots of cold calling to homeowners, guess what? Your number might get burned. What does that mean? It means that the carriers or the iOS or Android operating systems, they might tag your number as an unsolicited call, because guess what? It is. There's no solution to this, folks. This is technology catching up and adapting to the marketplace. The only thing we found that you have to do is be able to switch out that number and use a new number. That number is no longer usable. So get a system, a phone system, that can help your ISA switch out that phone number, that outbound phone number, once the contact rate dips 50% below what you expect it to be. Mojo Dialer, probably the most famous one, very effective one. You can get Batch Dialer, you can get Zen Call, XEN Zen Call, you can get Leads Rain, great multi-line dialer, Phone Burner. There's lots of options out there. Get them, try them out. Some of them require long-term contracts. A lot of them, most of them, you can get month to month. So check out those options, find the one that works for you, and get those calls going for your ISA. Also, depending on the kind of campaign, you might not need a massive multi-line dialer. Some lists are so valuable, you really only need a single line dialer. And for that, tools like RingCentral, even Google Voice, any kind of voice over IP digital line is ideal, because number one, like I said, you might need to switch out the phone number. Get a system that lets you do that relatively easily. And number two, these are way less costly than the multi-line dialers. It's half the cost, quarter the cost, tenth the cost, because they don't need to be as powerful as in multi-line systems. If you're calling some of the most high-value lists, a power dialer is overkill. You don't need it. Just focus on a dialer that can work and that is reliable. Once you have a dialer in place, that's a really important step. The next step that you need is you need to give your ISA a list, and not just a list. You need to give them a strategy. The first thing I do if I'm getting my ISA to call residential homeowners is focus on the neighborhoods that I want to be in. Also focus on listings. Where have your most recent listings been at? Where have your most recent deals as a buyer been, right? Target neighborhoods that are close to you, that you know really, really well, because you know the value, how important they are. Start there. Use campaigns that are like just listed and just sold. Get an ISA calling around those listings. Let people know the property just came on the market. They're going to be interested in that. And most importantly, let them know when it gets sold. They're going to love that news. People get excited about that. And folks, if you have a high value neighborhood or area that you want to target and you don't have any listings there, well then still call it. Do farming there. Call homeowners and let them know the good news. Hey, I've got multiple buyers trying to move into this area. We want to help them out. Who do you know that might be thinking of selling in the next 6 months, in the next year? We're really desperate. We need to talk to our homeowners to get them to put their property on the market. We have the buyers ready to go. That is a very powerful script. Get your ISA making those calls. To get a list of homeowners to call for this purpose, there are several options. You can do RedX with their RedX Plus offering, can get you up to 5,000 numbers every single month. Great for circle prospecting. Cold information, Cold Realty Resource, that's a service of cold information, can give you a massive amount of numbers. All of the major dialers, Vulcan 7, even Mojo, they have a homeowner list option. Check those out. All of those can work. Another great option that we've used is myplusleads.com. myplusleads.com. We'll be dropping links to all of these below in the description. Check them out because they're great options and they all can work for any kind of campaign involving homeowners around your area. But it doesn't just drop with random homeowners, folks. You can actually create a list and a strategy around more targeted prospecting, more targeted, right? We talked about higher value lists and you only need a single line dialer. This is what I mean. And what kind of, high value lists should we target? Number one is absentee owners. Absentee owners, they're people that own property. They're probably renting it out. They live outside that area, outside the city, outside the state, maybe even outside the country. You need to call them, let them know that the market is crazy and that you can help them get that home sold. Give them a free market analysis. Tell them all the services you can give them because you're a pro and they're not in the area and they need more help than a regular home seller, and you can add tons of value. Another potential list are downsizers. These are folks that are 65 and older. They have a certain amount of equity, have been in the home a certain amount of years. They also need a lot of help. They have a very specific set of needs. Be a resource for them. Check them out. They might be moving to an assisted living community, a retirement community, or maybe just a place that's smaller, more comfortable, more appropriate for them. Be that person that can help them out, and they're going to want to talk to you. Another option to call are also probates. They can be high value lists as well. Those are properties that are going through the legal process of getting assigned to an heir, to a trustee, right? And executed the estate. Talk to them. Sometimes they're very confused. They don't know what to do. They might not even live in the same county, state, or area, region that the properties are at. They need some help. Reach out to them. Folks, all of these lists, these specialty lists, can also be bought by some of the same people. RedX, Vulcan, Share Group, Coal Information, all of them have some or all of these lists available. Buy them there, use them, and give your ISA the tools that they need to get the job done. Another option to call, it's not just residential homeowners. I'm gonna do a little parenthesis here. Your ISA can also call other professionals, other business owners. ISAs can be calling attorneys so you can get some of those probate deals, right? You can get some of those divorce deals. A divorce can generate 3 different transactions: selling the property that the couple owns jointly and helping each one of them buy a new property. This is really important. Serve them. They need help. Find those attorneys, family attorneys, and have your ISA prospect them and offer them massive value and partner with them. Another potential list are small business owners. Have your ISA prospect local business owners. A lot of them will answer the phone. Talk to them and set up a networking opportunity. Talk about being referral partners for each other, including them in your preferred vendor list, interviewing them for your blog or your YouTube channel or your Facebook Live, Instagram Live, or your TikTok. Check it out because this could be a great way to grow your sphere, grow your network. And a lot of them are residential homeowners and they know a ton of people in the community because they own a business there and the people are always coming in and out of that business. So you want to be talking to them. Last but not least, your ISA also needs a process to follow. You've given them the dialer. You've given them the lists. You've given them the strategy to follow, to how to have that conversation with each one of these folks. And now they've got someone that's interested. What do they do with that? Do they hand it off to you? Do they book an appointment? You need a strategy. You need a process for that ISA to follow step by step. One of the most important things to understand is that a lot of these homeowners in the initial stages are not ready to go to a listing appointment yet. They are what we call nurtures. They are qualified leads. Give them some time. As an agent, you should be following up with these nurtures. The ISA takes a list of 1,000, 10,000, 5,000, 800 people and generates a smaller list of nurtures. Those go into the CRM. The cold lists don't go into your CRM. It makes no sense. Once the ISA converts and qualifies a lead, most of these are going to be leads. They should put that in the CRM and assign it to you, and you should be doing that follow-up. If the lead is in a very early stage, maybe they're a year out or even more, you have the option of letting your ISA continue to nurture that lead until they're more ready to talk to you, until they become a hand raiser. Make the process clear for your ISA. There's a lot of details here. There's nuance, there's ambiguity. Whenever you come up to one of these cases, have that conversation with your ISA and put it down in writing. Create what's called an SOP, Standard Operating Procedure. How should the ISA do their job? And what are the key questions or key criteria that you need to be met for them to become a qualified lead and assigned to you, or even booked as an appointment, or even better, transferred over to you as a live transfer? What's the price point? What's the criteria? What's the motivation that lead needs to have to be able to talk to you? That is very important. The handoff from ISA to agent is treacherous. The more effort and detail you put into that handoff, the more successful you're going to be. That's it, folks. That's how you can get your ISA cold calling homeowners looking for listings every single day for you, getting you 1, 2, 3 or more qualified seller leads every single day. All of these strategies work. They only work for you if you get it going. If you found this video useful, please crush that subscribe button. We release a new video with tips and tricks every single week.